Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages, we return once more for Thursday night's Radical SR10 Championship, Round 7 from the Radical Race Series, live from Phillip Island. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Tom Kent here for 2 races. We've got 11 laps. Will be the first one, 18 laps to be the second one, with a top 10 reverse for race number 2. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are here, let me know, and I'm much appreciated for that one. We are into qualifying now. As at this current time, we've got about 4.5 minutes to remaining. Let's bring Tom into the booth. Tom, welcome in. How are you?
Hello, James. Hello to everyone. Yes, gearing up for Phillip Island Down Under, home of the Australian MotoGP event, and Simon Edwards, the championship leader, top of the timing pages so far by a 10th over Paul and May. Phillip Island, James, your type of circuit?
Yeah, I quite enjoy it. I actually really do enjoy this one. I've driven here in multiple different cars, and to be blatantly honest, this is one of the few circuits that I actually do love, along with Interlagos, of course. But no, I do like this circuit. It's very fast, very flowing. It's got its twisty bits as well at the same time, down in Honda, the hairpin, and then down into MG. That's going to be the interesting thing, I think, for me. We can pick up here on Darren Reynolds, one of the new guys, into this as well. It's a very fast coming at you corner. You go through turn 7, you go through into turn 8, which is the Hayshed, then you go up the blind hill of Lukey Heights, where you can't really see a lot. You just know that you've got to aim it for the curve just about there, and then straight away you're plunging down into a hairpin. It can be the site of some great overtakes, Tom, but it can also be the site of some great spectacular crashes.
Well, I have some experience of commentating on championships around Phillip Island. I have to say it's a brilliant flowing circuit, especially when you go through the last corner, and it says turn 12 before the Gardner straight, but there we see Darren Reynolds just heading through to take us on a lap. So do you want me to analyse the lap for you, or do you want me to
go for it? No, you go for it, mate.
So this is doing corner 6th gear. Can't quite see the speedometer. It's 140 miles an hour through there, and this is the hairpin of the Southern Loop. Very nice sweep, curved left-hander, and then you're heading down towards the Stoner corner. I think it's named after the motorbike rider Casey Stoner, and then it's the hairpin of Honda. So he brakes in a straight line for the apex into 2nd gear before rotation, and then applying the throttle on the exit as we head towards Siberia, which is also another hairpin, before we go uphill towards Hayshed. There is a kink beforehand of turn 7, but it doesn't exactly feel like a turn anyway, although from that angle it may do a little bit, but it's more of a kink than a corner. Through Hayshed in 5th gear, up the hill, nicely done, and towards Lukey Heights. It kind of gives that corkscrew feeling when you come up here, because you're going downhill before you brake for MG, or NG rather, and he goes through 2 more corners then, which turn 11, it's slower, but then the fast left-hander. This is a really satisfying corner to round out the lap for Darren Reynolds, who heads over the line. Hopefully doesn't need to lift off here.
No, he shouldn't
these
have to.
cars. No, and heads over the line, and that's a lap.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't have to lift off at all there. He should be just basically be able to go full flat through turn 11, out through the other side, and down through turn 12, and it should be, that's about it. Topping north of about 165, 66 here at the moment. Going into the corner, you'll be hard, lifting a little bit, getting the car rotated. It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how the 11 laps go. We've got a top 10 reverse, so basically only one person isn't going to change positions at the moment with 11 cars on the track. But what do we think is going to be the flashpoints?
You would think it's going to be over at Honda. It's the slowest corner on the circuit out of the lot of them. I expect some overtakes to be done there. And if you get good drive coming out of the last corner towards Dewin, maybe we'll see someone send up the inside, but it's just too fast of a corner to send moves through there. So you're probably looking at the 2 slowest hairpins of the circuit of Honda and MG.
Yeah, I think it will be the MG hairpin. Luke Crowley there finishes off his time. Jamie Bird finishes off Mike Buson. And it's just Phil Glover still running around here as well. Phil sitting down in 8th place at the moment. Is there going to be any improvements on his time? It doesn't look like One of the interesting things and the satisfying thing for us up here in the booth is the fact we've only got 3 sectors, which is also good. So quite happy doing 3 sectors rather than 7 or whatever, or 6 or whatever it is. But that is the end of qualified. We'll be able to bring you up the grid for race number 1 very, very shortly. And we'll be up and running there. Simon Edwards is on pole position. George Gonzaga on 2nd. Paul LeMay 3rd. Luke Crowley 4th. Then you got Jamie Bird, Seth Brown, Mike Busson, Phil Glover, Marcus Neal, Sean Symes and Darren Reynolds finish off here.
Nicely done, Jorge Gonzaga. That's a name I haven't said for a long time.
Yeah, if you call him that, though, he is going to bash you in the ear. Oh, it's George.
Oh, it's George.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
If you call him that, I found out that's not a good thing to call a Portuguese man.
Okay, I see. Well,
yeah.
I remember because of his battling with Leah Anderson at Monza one particular season. Then that was a phenomenon. That was probably one of the best battles I've ever seen involved in this championship.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think he's doing well. I'm going to look forward to seeing where he finishes up in and around this one. But let's get these cars on the racetrack. Just waiting for Luke Crowley to get onto the grid. Mike Busson there, running a little bit late as per normal, but Luke Crowley making them all wait here. As soon as he gets on, we can go green here, Luke, just to let you know. Still waiting. There you go. He's onto the grid now as well, so the lights will be up very, very shortly indeed. There you go, right in the middle of your screen. You're going to see the lights go off very, very shortly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are green, green, green. Simon Edwards gets off the line. George Gonzaga gets off the line. In behind that is Paul LeMay, then Crowley going down into turn number 1. Crowley on that outside line. Birds looking up the inside at the moment. Nothing doing there. Phil Glover there. What happened to Sean Symes, Marcus Neal and Darren Reynolds? It looks like they were very slow off the line. Jamie Bird there losing places. He's gone wide. Seth Brown, Mike Busson also managing to get through at the same time here, Tom. But a great start from Edwards as normal.
Yeah, is expected as well. Edwards has been very, very consistent all season so far. I see Paul LeMay looking to the outside of Gonzaga into the Honda hairpin. He should have the high ground on the exit, using all the curb on the outside to complete the move, and that's nicely done there for LeMay.
Yeah, he has gone through now and moved himself up into 2nd place, chasing down after Edwards. Crowley's there again. Looks like there's been a bit of a lock-up from Jamie Bird. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to be a little bit more careful here, is Bird. But at the moment, they're flying along lap 1 of 11, dropping down the hill, down into MG. There's going to be this plummet in. Who's going to be able to get this stop? Simon Edwards does. Gonzaga does. Crowley does. Brown does. Busson manages it. Glover, Symes, Bird, Neal and Reynolds all make it through MG without any problems, but Simon Edwards going to lead lap 1 here as he goes around turn 12 here, Tom, and a great start from him.
No major dramas so far for Simon Edwards, pulling away from Paul LeMay at the end of the lap. And then we've got Gonzaga's down to 3rd position ahead of Crowley in 4th, and the biggest loser you have to say is Jamie Bird, because he made 2 errors on that first lap. He's made up position back on Sean Symes, but he's now he's got a little bit of work to do from here as Bird after a really difficult start.
Yeah, he has, but Crowley there sitting in behind him at this moment in time as well. He's doing a great job. On the roll cage we go. Luke Crowley is going to be around the left-hander, coming into Honda now. Hard on the brakes, he's going to go. Busson's going to go hard on the brakes behind Brown. Is he going to be able to make it through without any dramas? He is. And then on their way through the left-hander of Siberia and then into turn number 7. Symes and Reynolds were having a good battle, but unfortunately it does look like Symes has just made some boom. Always misses breaking point. Ay, 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 ay. He snakes in front. No, I agree.
Yeah, he was never. Yeah.
No, I do agree with you, Tom. He was never going to get there, but boy, oh boy, he missed Jamie Bird, though.
Well, that's a blessing, because otherwise he would have used Bird as a break and taken him out altogether, which wouldn't have pleased Jamie Bird. That would have infuriated him even more after the 2 lockups he made, which cost him places. But thankfully, he lives to fight another day.
Yeah, he does, but Edwards going to lead the way at the moment. Crowley's in behind him. We have Gonzaga separating them and Paul LeMay. LeMay closing in on Edwards. He's following him across the racetrack. 1:23.581 for LeMay. as he now tucks in behind Edwards here, going on that run through Southern Loop. That long looping left-hander seems to go on for absolutely ages. Through it goes, now on the run down through Stoner Corner into Honda. This is one of these circuits, Tom, that if you get right, oh man, it feels satisfying.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. We've seen a battle for 5th place between, that is Seth Brown and Mike Bousson, I believe. That one's brewing a little bit, but now they are settling into the race more. But LeMay, he does look to have a lot of confidence in himself with the car underneath him.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonzaga's there, Bousson and Brown. Ay. They got a little bit, a little bit too close there for Bousson and Brown. They've now swapped places. See, Bousson's gone, and now they're going to drop down into MG, nearly side by side. Brown's gone up the inside. Bousson's going to try that swap back. It's going to be this run out of 11 and 12 here, where Bousson's got the opportunity.
Well, they are leaving each other in, thankfully. We saw that luck up from Brown into the MG hairpin, but got the car slowed down into the apex. Remarkable there. So very credit to for Seth Brown for that. But now he's got a fight in his hands with both Bousson and Bird, who has managed to get his confidence back. It seems he could take 2 in 1 into doing corner, and Bird goes through. What an overtake! Yeah,
he done 2 for 1 there. For Jamie Bird, he got double draft off both of them. He pulls to the right-hand side, goes through and gets both of them at the same time. Absolutely amazing run from Bird. Brown's in the mix. LeMay's passed Edwards. Paul LeMay has passed Simon Edwards. How did that happen? Here we go now for Paul LeMay. He does make it up the inside. Edwards then comes back at him again. But at the moment, Paul LeMay managing to hold on to the front there.
Well, I did say LeMay was looking optimistic and looking very confident, and Edwards seems to be, well, I'm not saying he's not got his A game at the moment, because he does. It's just that LeMay has stepped up his game this evening. Oh, that was very close. Too close for comfort there for Simon Edwards.
Yeah. Got a little bit too close there, did Edwards, and now he's got Gonzaga in behind him. Gonzaga's now putting him under pressure here. Crowley's going to drop in at the same time. That's what George is seeing at this moment in time. It is Crowley tucked in behind him through turn 11, through turn 12. In front of that, I expect Paul LeMay is going to be doing a little bit of jiggly wiggly here, weaving across the circuit. There goes, he moved? No. Oh, he did move, but he didn't really have to. Edwards not close enough.
Those two will be fighting on as they are, Edwards and Gonzaga for 2nd place, allowing LeMay to pull clear a little bit, but Edwards will just want to shrug off Gonzaga for the time being and just get onto the rear of LeMay again, so he can take away another victory for his campaign. An update on the championship standings, because I don't think you went through that earlier, James. To my understanding, 43 points is the margin between Edwards and LeMay coming into this one. Edwards has got 2 wins to LeMay's 3. So LeMay looking for his 4th win of the campaign so far after 7 rounds, comprising of 2 races each, meaning we've done 14 races. And yeah, James, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit worried about the scores. They've not been updated officially on their website. So I'm just a little bit cautious of that at this moment in time. I'll be interested to know if that's correct. I know Graham Brown was trying to get the scores into the website, but there was some issues. So just take them with a little bit of a pinch of salt, Tom, and just in case they're not correct. But I don't know where we're at the moment in time. I'm just waiting for them to get fully updated.
We'll leave that alone then. But we've got Edwards on the tail of LeMay on the exit of turn 12, and this is a chance for him to send one to the outside into doing corner. That's the ideal line to say. You can see he's got his nose in front, but what about Gonzaga? He thinks he can do what Jamie Bird did earlier and get past the pair of them, but he gets through on LeMay that time around. Boy, he is coming alive, isn't he, in this race? It's Gonzaga.
Yeah, he is at this moment in time. Crowley's in there. Bousson's got Brown and Bird tucked in behind. There's them guys continuing to fight out. The front are still scrapping. Brown and Bird are still going at each other. Reynolds has had a little bit of a dive out off the side of the circuit, but Bird at the moment tucked in behind Brown. Is he going to make this move here? Coming down now for Jamie Bird into Honda. He's not. He's going to try around the outside. He's going to sweep the outside. He'll have the inside for Siberia. The next left-hander for turn 6. He has got that job done. Jamie Bird, when he's on it, Tom, he's on it.
He is, isn't he? It's a thing with Jamie Bird. He can pull off a brilliant overtake, but then somehow his rivals just somehow find a way back through, and he has to do all that work again. So it's like Bird just can't catch a break. When he overtakes someone, he just gets overtaken again. But hopefully that time around for him, he will keep hold of it. And now he's got Mike Boost on to just focus on to see if he can make his way through into 5th position.
Yeah, that was the problem for Jamie Bird last season. I think it was. He would have, a great race 1, and then it would be completely poor for race number 2, or it would be a poor race 1, but then he might have a great race 2, or he'd get poled for race number 1 and it would completely go wrong. He was just so up and down, you just never knew what Jamie Bird was going to turn up this week. And that's the thing. Seth Brown, whoa, dude, where are you going? Was there contact? No.
He got offline.
Yeah.
He got offline. Yeah.
Yeah, he did get it wrong. Gonzaga and Edwards swapping side by side at the moment here. LeMay in there. Crowley just seems to be sitting there waiting at the moment.
So it's like he's waiting for a dentist appointment at the moment, is Crowley. He's just waiting for something to crop up but involving the top 3 ahead of him. But we can see Gonzaga into the slipstream of Edwards on the run-up towards Lukey Heights. And you can see roaming around, going one way and then the other, to make it uneasy for Edwards. But you can see LeMay on the inside into the MG hairpin, and I think that move was coming all along from the moment that Gonzaga put too many eggs in the basket in trying to get through on Edwards. He ended up leaving the door open for LeMay to send his way past.
Absolutely. Now LeMay's going to go after Edwards. Gonzaga's going to go after both of them. Crowley's going to go there as well. Edwards is about as close to the wall as you could possibly get here. He is literally hugging that wall. Now going into turn number 1, the right-hander through the left-hander of Southern Loop. These 4 still fighting. You've still got Bird and Boost on. They've dropped Glover a little bit. They've got Marcus Neal has got Seth Brown. Well, there, just gone through on that one. We're going to hop back up front now. Edwards, LeMay, Gonzaga and Crowley continue to fight on the run into Honda. LeMay goes on a big old defense. Gonzaga's trying to go around the outside. Is he going to make it work?
Edwards,
yeah, Edwards has gone deep. Edwards has gone deep, lost the lead to LeMay.
That was costly, and that was thanks to the persistence of LeMay, who made it work. But we've seen so many switcheroos over the course of this one, James, so this is not going to be the last of it by any means. We're in for a potential photo finish for race number 1 here at Phillip Island, situated in I think it's in Victoria, if I remember correctly. I'll have to look back on that. But it might be in Vensor or something. But either way, Phillip Island in Australia, putting on a really good show in the Radical Race Series. And, well, you could just see all sorts of overtakes or dummies being made there to try and put drivers off. But this is what we've been wanting to see. Yeah,
this is absolutely battles. You see LeMay. Whoa, Paul. One move, son. One move. Getting a little bit excited with multiple moves there. Edwards has made his move. Gonzaga's going to try and come up the inside of both of them. Edwards is going to try and sweep around the outside. LeMay is there again, loses a position. Gonzaga didn't gain any. And Luke Crowley really doesn't look like he really wants to make a move at the moment.
He's almost like he's too afraid to just send one up in case he gets it all wrong. But I don't blame him for playing the game that he is doing. It is a game of chess after all with these cars, because you don't want to just overtake someone and then get back through again, or get past again, I should say, in case the leader ahead of you starts pulling away, which is what Simon Edwards is wanting to happen. Whereas Crowley, well, he's just happy where he is and just waiting for a mistake from one of the 3 to snatch the podium.
Absolutely. Edwards now again still leading the way through the left-hander of Lukey Heights, coming down into MG. Is LeMay going to have a go? No, he thinks better of it. He knows you've got to run out of turn 11 and turn 12 right the way down into turn 1. It's here he's going to be wanting to close up though. LeMay, what are you going to be able to do, son? Are you going to be closed up? He does close up. He goes past Edwards. Gonzaga's gone past Edwards. Edwards is now looking for double the draft here, Tom. That's all he's really waiting for.
It felt to me like he did that he lifted off the throttle on the exit turn 11 deliberately so he can get the toe on the pit straight. That's proved how effective it can be so far. Edwards to the outside of LeMay, but it's Gonzaga who's now at the head of the pack with 2 laps remaining.
Will he stay there, do you think?
I highly doubt it. The toe is too effective on the pit straight, James.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a very, very tough order. Crowley's looking up round LeMay. He's going to go alongside.
Well, there goes... Oh, Crowley.
Luke.
That's too clumsy.
Oh, brother. Buson's gone through as well. Edwards has just taken a big old smackaroo as Crowley and Bird are now running side by side. Through the left-hander, Crowley down the order again. Has left Gonzaga and LeMay out in front. And he literally, dude, missed his braking point by a country mile and just went bang. That was it for Luke Crowley, unfortunately.
He did exactly the opposite of what we've seen from him doing in this race so far. He was patient enough to the point where he just wasn't ready. He wasn't exactly 100% ready to get the overtake done cleanly. And I think, to be honest with you, he was kind of boxed in, which prevented him from going to the inside when the quadruplet of drivers were on.
Look at Gonzaga. What are you doing? There's one more to go. One more lap,
no.
bro.
What are you doing? What on earth are you doing, George Gonzaga?
Oh! He's just been annihilated by Edwards.
There's going to be some words afterwards, James, because that's really
I think he
poor
did
from
it on
Gonzaga.
purpose. I think he forgot there's one more. And then all of a sudden, Simon Edwards just comes in and absolutely levies him. I'm pretty sure there is still one more lap. It is looking like there's one more.
It's a white flag, James, yeah. It's not a checkered flag, it's a white flag. So there is still one more lap.
Oh, George. Oh.
I've seen something happen in a motorbike race once. I can't remember what it was, but I think one driver...
Buson's off. Hold on. Crowley's going to... Oh, my God. Crowley's going to come second. Did you see Bird and Buson follow each other?
It was almost like synchronised mowing, wasn't it? Between Bird and Buson.
Oh, dearie
goodness me.
LeMay's going to come over the line and take that victory. Oh, my God. How did you do that? LeMay wins. Crowley grabs second in the end. Bird and Buson are going to run down to the line. Bird's going to come over in third. Oh, my God. Mr. Gonzaga, what were you doing here? You literally, there's still one more to go. Oh, bro.
That is really embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, but... What? I don't really know what to say. Oh, George Gonzaga. Oh, George Gonzaga. George Gonzaga. Never mind. Here are the results. Paul LeMay is your winner with Luke Crowley and Jamie Bird. Then you got Phil Glover in fourth in the end. How Phil grabbed fourth, I do not know. Mike Buson fifth, Marcus Neal, Seth Brown, Sean Symes, Darren Reynolds, all at the back have made progress. Simon Edwards is somehow going to be on pole position with Gonzaga down in 11th place. How long we got here as well? What have we got left of the warm-up currently at this moment in time? So we'll have a quick look. What have we got left? Oh, I've got about a minute and a bit. Let's bring Mr. Glover into the booth for a quick chat here. Phil, we've got about a minute 20. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good day.
Good. You managed to grab fourth place out of all that chaos at the end.
Was it fourth or was it third? Because I don't know whether Mike ran out of fuel.
I've got fourth.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I went over the line before him, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Fourth is good, isn't it?
Fourth is good, considering the chaos that went off in front of you.
Well, that's probably why I'm fourth. But hey,
Yeah, I'm quite interested. If you've got voice chat open and you can speak to George, tell him James is laughing right about now. Because I think he miscounted the laps and started celebrating before the end and then spun out.
I'll do that now.
Yeah.
George, James is laughing.
See what he says. Because somebody started celebrating a lap earlier, Phil. There we go.
He's crying apparently.
Yeah, I bet he is. So there we go. Listen, dude, good luck in race number 2. You're going to be in the middle of the field, mate.
Yeah, always going to be interesting, isn't it, there? Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, man. Take care.
Yep. Cheers, James.
Poor old George. Dearie me. Never mind. Right, after that 2 minutes, let's bring you up the grid for race number 2. Yeah, Edwards is going to be on pole. Darren Reynolds is going to be second. Sean Symes in third. And Seth Brown, Marcus Neal, Mike Bousson, Phil Glover, Jamie Bird, Luke Crowley, Paul LeMay, and Mr. Gonzaga at the back. Just how bad will George feel about himself right now, Tom?
Well, he's got to put that to one side and just focus on trying to get back. But the bad news for him is that Simon Edwards is on reverse grid pole, the man who we expect to see taking victory here, as though he should have been in the race beforehand.
Well, let's see what Edwards can do. Is he going to be able to get it off the line? Darren Reynolds sitting in second. Marcus Neal we're waiting for. He's just got on. Gonzaga's at the back. Is he going to get onto the grid? Or is he just going to call it a night? We'll see. But hopefully he'll get onto the grid. Oh, no. He's in pit lane. Darren Reynolds is in pit lane. Whoa, 5 lights. We are green, green, green. Simon Edwards is going to lead us off. Seth Brown and Sean Symes are running side by side straight away. Bousson's in there all at the same time. Darren Reynolds in pit lane. Gonzaga is also in pit lane. But it's Simon Edwards who takes the whole shot down into turn number 2. Into Southern Loop we go. There's a lot of action in behind. But I can tell you one thing. I'm surprised for Reynolds. He was sitting second on the grid and ended up somehow in the pits.
Well, it felt like he didn't want to be part of the action, didn't it? Oh, he's gone well wide. Yeah, well, he's got a problem, James. That could well explain why he started from the pit lane.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Bird and Glover are running side by side. Oh, Symes goes in deep. He's got off the side of the circuit. Bird still managing to fight out with Glover side by side at this moment in time. Up through the left-hander of Siberia, coming into turn number 7. Bird does get through. Crowley now sat in behind him. He's up 3 places straight away at the beginning. He's chasing down Glover. How patient have these guys got to be at the back here? The likes of Paul LeMay, the likes of Luke Crowley. The problem is they had Simon Edwards on pole.
Well, they've got to find their way through the field very, very quickly and as quickly as possible, because otherwise Edwards is just going to have a day where he could just simply have a cup of tea whilst having a Sunday drive out there in the lead at the moment, because all his rivals are towards the back end of the field. And it'll be some time before they even get to where Seth Brown is in second.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a mission for these guys to get there. Paul LeMay sat in behind Marcus Neal. Is Neal going to leave the open door for him on the inside? He has done, but LeMay can't get through. He didn't look at taking that opportunity. Glover's in front. Crowley ran a little bit wide. Bird ran, well, he looked like, from what I just briefly saw, ran a little bit wide, but managing to hold on to it at the moment. Now in behind that, LeMay still chasing down Neal here. And how he's got to show patience, but when does the patience say, right, I'm going for this now? Oh, well, Bird and Crowley. Oh, yeah, sorry, Tom.
He's probably lost it under the brakes. Oh, he couldn't get it so down, could he? No,
he's travelled fast. Crowley, unfortunately, he tried to get out of the way, and then everybody just ended up coming to a full stop at the moment. But Paul LeMay still in behind Neal. Bird now with Gonzaga tucking on right on the back end. This could be a very spicy battle with these three drivers. Gonzaga, Bird and LeMay, three very quick drivers here, Tom. This could just be absolutely manic.
It could, couldn't it? Well, I think Jamie Bird just needs to calm down a little bit because he's had so many luck-ups and so many occasions where he's just carrying too much speed into the corner, and he very nearly took out 3 or 4 cars that had to take evasive action. But thankfully, he's able to carry on, and now he's got Gonzaga to look out for because he is someone who started from the pit lane, or chose to start from the pit lane, and he's looking to just make his way through the field and make up for that error, that horrible error in race 1, and salvage something positive out of this.
Yeah, Jamie Bird and I can't believe Gonzaga done that. Michael Amazing YouTube chat just got in to see the chaos in race 1. Never seen anything like it. No, I've never seen George celebrate a lap early, mate, and then end up putting it in the wall. So, you know, for George, it's well, I was laughing, but for him, it might be a little bit embarrassing there. But Gonzaga just now is just, in hindsight, Tom, he's just got to stick his head down and get on with it, hasn't he? He's got 15 more laps to do this here.
You know, he's got Marcus Neal in the way first, but I don't think he's going to be too much of an issue, or at least he shouldn't be. He may be able to go for it into the MG hairpin. Hopefully he can get this job done here. Does he go for it this time around? He does not. He waits back a little bit. Probably do it into the first corner when he's into the toe of Neal. Edwards is pulling out a 1.5 second lead over Seth Brown, which is no surprise. But we're looking to see whether Knights of Paul LeMay does find his way. I keep thinking of his brother, actually, Michael LeMay. Paul LeMay in the field, making his way through. He's set a new fast stop of the race as we speak, as Gonzaga goes past Neal.
Yeah, it's taken him a while to get past him there. He's lost about a second out to Jamie Bird, a second to LeMay. LeMay's chasing down on Glover. They're all starting to lose pace from the leader. You can see the gap from the leader to LeMay at the moment is 6.6 seconds. Bird 7.8. Gonzaga's 8.3. So they're asking a tall order here. To, you know, they're almost asking Simon Edwards, to, you know, the 8-time champion, to go and make some horrifying mistake to allow them to catch up.
Well, Edwards has got a championship to focus on. Is he going to go for a 9th championship in this series? He's a very experienced man with these cars, and it was very unlike him to run into Gonzaga, or at least he was involved in that incident with Crowley towards the end of race number 1. But I think he knows now that he won't want to make too many mistakes there. So if he could just take away the points from this feature, because more points are on offer in a feature race compared to the sprint race because it's a long distance one. And but yeah, he's making it look so easy so far.
Yeah, he's just absolutely dominating at the moment for Simon Edwards. No real dramas. LeMay now with Glover. LeMay's going to close in. Which way are you going to go? You're going to go to the left? Are you going to go to the right? Are you going to go which way? He's going to go left. He's going to go left. There goes Phil Glover past us. LeMay has gone through. He got the job done. What about Bird? It looks like Gonzaga's just cleared Bird now. So Gonzaga is free of Bird. LeMay is free of Glover. Can LeMay catch Crowley? That's going to be the question.
Well, if he can get up to the back of him very, very quickly, then he may be able to pull it off. He isn't too far behind Crowley. If looking at the gaps as we speak, he's only... Ooh, how far is he behind? He's 1.2 behind is LeMay on Crowley. So there is time. Coming into the third waypoint in this race, we're on lap 5 out of 18. And if he can get by Crowley, Buson and Brown, he can at least try and get the gap down to Simon Edwards. But I suppose the good news for LeMay is that he can absolutely go hammer and tong to try and get onto the rear of Edwards in the closing laps.
Okay. I love your optimism. I don't think LeMay's going to get any more than about 3rd place, if he can even get that. Paul is quick, and Paul knows I love him to bits, and he's probably going to be sitting there going, actually, James, you know what? You're right. I was never going to get near them, because Crowley, Buson, Brown and Edwards, if we added everything up in conjunction with IRs, you know, we're talking an average of probably round about 4.5k here between all of them. He has got a fastest lap. They are all swift, Tom, and I'm a little bit worried that if these 3 people or 4 people in front of him was anybody else, I would sit there and say, Tom, you are hands down correct. He will get there. but the likes of Crowley, Buson, Brown, I can't see him getting past them. Crowley maybe, but I can't see him getting Buson on Brown.
We'll see soon enough, but if he could just go onto the rear of, he's made a look up there, that's going to cost him time. At Honda, he needs to get into the slipstream of Crowley, really, and then the slipstream can just drag him through the straights and help him close on Crowley. I still think he'll get second out of this, James, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think LeMay's got all the experience in his back pocket to make his way through past Crowley, Buson and Brown.
All right, loser buys the other one McDonald's. There you go.
Deal.
All right, here we go. Now, let's see how far LeMay can get. If he can get second, I've got to buy Tom McDonald's. If he doesn't, Tom's got to buy me McDonald's. Here we go. On the march for Paul LeMay now as well. I do want to pick up on the guys at his back because Sean Symes at the moment and Neil have been having a right little bit of a ding-dong all the way through this, and it's great to see these guys scrapping it out. As we said within this series, there is always somebody to be having a battle with. If you do want to get yourselves involved, you can. Links down in the description below. Come and drive along some SR10s. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Now Symes is going to be trying to use that draft again. He got a bit of a poor run out of 11 and 12, and Neil's moved a little bit more forward. Into one we go for Symes, and he's now just got to try and close in. You see Neil's run a little bit wide. That's going to allow Symes to close in a bit. If he can bury the southern loop, he doesn't do an half bad job. He gets this right, but it's always tough, I feel, for people like this. These guys, Darren Reynolds, Sean Symes, Marcus Neil, all the new drivers coming into the series, because they can feel quite intimidated at times.
They can, and when they do push very, very hard, they're bound to not get the best of executions done on passing drivers. And I think the lack of experience from Luke Crowley, James, as we see someone go off the circuit there, that must be Marcus Neil at Siberia.
It was Neil. I love Connor Pink's message. Ooh, McDonald's bet. Now we're talking my language. Oh, Tom, you could be out twice. As Marcus Neil goes and makes a mistake there. I don't think it extends to you, Connor. It's just me. Stop it. Stop trying to steal me food, bro. Paul LeMay now with Crowley not too far back. 6/10 at the moment. Buson's managing the close on Brown. Do you know what, right? The way I can see this going, Tom, Buson catches Brown, they smack each other, and Paul LeMay takes Crowley and grabs second.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to stick with my bet and say LeMay will get through. I mean, he's on the tail of Crowley now, so if he can get a good exit out of the loop here, all the way towards Honda, then he can maybe someone at the inside. He's probably too far back to do it from there, isn't he? Unless he's the bravest driver in the world. Buson is, well, I don't know if that's a connection issue or whether he's actually encountered some internet problems, James.
No, he's gone. Oh, come on, Mike. Really? Is that because you heard I had a bet on and then you disconnected yourself? But do you know the weirdest thing about that, right? He may have done. Do you know the weirdest thing about that as well is there's been so much of that down where we are, because me and Mike are not far apart, right? Last night it was, I lost internet at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't get it back till 4 in the morning. My mother-in-law's work lost internet today, and they're just down the road from me, and by the looks of it, it looks like Mike Buson's just lost it as well, because he's completely disconnected, and he has gone here. And unfortunately for Mike, he's got in Discord as well. It's a full disconnect for Mike there. So there's a lot of internet issues going around at the moment. Ewan had internet issues today, and we're in different ends of the country where his just cut off. LeMay's going to go past Crowley now. LeMay's got one more place to go, and then I've got to send against a tenner to go and get his own McDonald's here. Otherwise I am in trouble. Seth Brown at the same time sitting in front of him here, but Luke Crowley there. So yeah, internet issues, and there you go, Darren Reynolds in YouTube chat had internet issues tonight, so stayed out the way. It seems to be a thing going on at the moment. Everybody's getting internet issues.
Well, we've had it in Spain and Portugal earlier in the week, James, where they've had power cuts. Yeah, so it's not just over there in the Iberian Peninsula where the power cuts have been happening. It was also internet connection issues over parts of the UK. So, yeah, that's
bizarre.
That's very...
I've never heard of myself, Ewan, Mike clearly, my mother-in-law's work, all have internet issues within a short period of time. You know, and I do find that I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, don't get me wrong. Otherwise, that could just be a completely different conversation altogether, Tom. But it's just weird how it all happens here.
It is very, very weird.
It is weird.
Meanwhile, LeMay is 1.5 seconds off Seth Brown for P2, who's now 4.5 seconds off the lead. I want to see if LeMay can get the move done, but it's not because of my bet. I just want to see whether LeMay can close down on Edwards, but he's not going to have enough time to do it, I don't think.
Oh my God, I've just heard the most bizarrest thing I've ever heard in my life. Mike Bousson has built a PC, okay? He built a PC and it's got more fans in it than a hovercraft, okay? It has got loads. The thing can literally heat itself or cool itself. And he's just put a message in. His PC apparently froze with the words probably overheated. This man has got 10 fans or something in that PC and he's still overheating. Oh dearie me. So it might not have been internet. By the sounds of it, he lost his PC, which is very, very bizarre indeed. So there you go. Conspiracy's over. Mike's internet's fine.
Well. If it's not
Mate,
one problem...
Did you see his PC?
I haven't seen it, but
Oh
is it
my
like
God.
You have to DM me it at some point, but... at least he could have... The thing he could have done is like get like a normal fan that's not connected to the PC, but place one next to the PC itself, just to help with the cooling side of it.
Oh, dude, I've got my side open, and I've got a fan blowing into my PC because I have to. Because it gets so hot in my office, I have to have my side off and a fan blowing into it. It is absolutely nuts. The PCs can get so hot so quickly. I'm trying to... Oh my God, where is it? I'm trying to find a picture. I will find you a picture of Mike's PC and I will just drop the link to you because he has got an insurmountable amount of fans. Connor Pink, here comes the chicken nuggets, he says. Oh, there we go. Have a butcher's at this. He has got the most insane amount of fans ever in there. And just to point it out to you guys, it's absolutely mental. I'll try and save that picture and see if I can get it in. See if I can get it onto the broadcast, because that would just be absolutely mental for you to all have a look at here. But why the action is settled down, Seth Brown's got Paul LeMay closing in on him. So we're going to find out what Seth's going to be able to do here. He's going to be a man of something here, whether or not he's going to have the cojones almost to hold on to this. We're going to find out very, very shortly from Brown, but it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. And we'll see there once more. There we go. I will flicker that over. In the bottom right corner is the amount of fans that Mike Bousson's got. You can see there's 4 on the bottom, 4 on the side, and there's 4 on the top. He literally...
It was almost like a nightclub when you look at that, doesn't it? It's like he's walking through some form of bar near side.
It's almost his own thing, and that overheated, everybody. That overheated. That is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fans plus the CPU fan, and it overheated. Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely mental from Mike Bousson there. That is just incredible. Let's pick up on this action because we got these guys coming back together. This is basically McDonald's and chicken nuggets here for Tom. Is Brown going to be able to hold on to him? Is he not going to be able to hold on? And he's got 6 more laps though, but I've got a funny feeling, Tom, I might have lost this bet.
Well, here we go. I mean, we've got 6 laps still. So, you know, even if just because LeMay gets past him doesn't mean the bet is settled, because he still needs to finish in that 2nd place, doesn't he?
Well, if LeMay gets past Brown, he will. It's going to be in that 2nd place. We'll see. It's overheating trying to run that many fans, I imagine, says Connor, which could be true, to be blatantly honest. Tom, that is just mental.
Well, we've got LeMay on the rear of Brown. If he can just get the move done into Honda, then that would obviously settle this race as far as we're concerned, because Simon Edwards, it's safe to say, he's got this race in his pocket, and another race win coming in the way of him. Brown goes defensive. LeMay to the outside. Don't squeeze in too much, Seth. Leave him room, which he does so. Now LeMay's going to have to really fight this one, I think, because Brown has been excellent so far in this second race. No dramas from him at the moment, but I still think LeMay's got too much on him.
Well, Brown could defend like his life, mate. I can tell you that much. He will put a wall up. He'll put the missus on the hood, chucking out fat, anything she can at Paul LeMay to try and put him in. Brown will defend this like a trooper. He's going to park it in the middle. Oh, look up for LeMay. Oh, Brown's got to be a little bit careful. Even I've got to admit that was a late move in the braking zone.
He needs to watch it, and hopefully he doesn't make too many changes of direction on the pit straight, because we saw that earlier from someone. I can't remember who it was that made more than one change of direction. Was it Paul LeMay that made the more than one change?
Yeah, he made 2, and then I think it might have been actually Gonzaga who made about 10. Oh, that's LeMay in second place. Come on, Brown, for the Mackies. Dude, I can't. LeMay's in second. If LeMay finishes there, I've lost the Mackies. So there we go. Rats. Never mind. It was fun while it lasted. I blame my boots on.
I tell you what, if he left because of the bet, I would have laughed. To be honest with you.
Dear me. Do you know what? If he'd probably heard it, he probably would have pulled over and quit and gone, ha, there you go, James. He would have stitched me right up. There's no love lost between me and Mike. Not that we don't like each other. That's not the case. We do like each other. It's just that Mike would probably do something like that. And as I say, he lives about 20 minutes up the road from me as well. So, Brown's back through.
Yeah, that's a mistake into Lukey Heights for Paul LeMay. I don't know how on earth he's supposed to do that. He's probably got offline and out of shape, and Seth Brown is back through again.
Oh, I reckon LeMay's on my side. LeMay's watching the broadcast. He can hear the Mackies is at stake because he's now got Crowley closing in as well. Let's go, McDonald's. See what goes on. God, you see, you don't have a broadcast where you have fun bets like this, Tom, do you? With McDonald's on the line.
They're going to be asking for a sponsor at this rate, aren't they?
I don't mind. Would you mind? Guys, we'll sponsor your broadcast, but we'll give you free meals. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Maybe not all. Brown... I will say one thing, not every day though, Tom, because no, so many. There's only so many you can handle in a week.
Yeah. Well, LeMay is thinking about going through. He just needs to watch he doesn't carry too much speed there. Brown doing his best to hold on. Watch out for Crowley as well, because he's thinking about it. But LeMay is looking to the outside into Siberia. Brown holds his line. And very nicely done there.
Oh, sorry. Press the wrong button.
And Crowley, he's fancying it now. He fancies that. He wants that. He wants to make sure that it goes in your way, James.
Oh, he's definitely putting the effort in here. He's definitely going to go for it, Luke. I can feel it. We've only got 3 more laps to go. Don't lock up again, son. But we've got that run out of 11 and 12. This is going to close him in. And let's not forget, Crowley's going to get that double draft. And we've seen it strong here as well, Tom, considering we've had so many 2-for-1s almost, with Gonzaga making a move and everything else. Here we go. There's Crowley. He's going to start coming in very quickly. Brown's on the defense. He's going to squeeze LeMay. Crowley's coming now as well. Is LeMay going to be able to hold that? Is it going to be Crowley? LeMay does go through. Oh, and Brown's now back in front again. Sorry, LeMay's now back in front again of Seth Brown and Luke Crowley.
Well, that was coming all along, but it's not over yet. If LeMay makes that same mistake again, he has it all to do. But Brown's not giving up. There's no way that Brown is giving up on this, and neither is Crowley. You know, the battle for second place is still well and truly on between these 3.
Yeah, no retreat, no surrender for Seth Brown. Let's see what he can do here. He knows he's got to stay with him at certain points. He can't give LeMay this run. He literally cannot give him this run. Glover and Gonzaga and Bird are also just come back together. We're getting there as well. Gonzaga, is Glover going to defend this? He's trying. Gonzaga's going to sweep round the outside. He does get through. Glover kind of gives up and lets him have it. But Brown now, this is where he's got to stay there. That is a great run out from Seth Brown in the pink and green. Can he hold it now? He can. It's a full flat run for Brown. He's just got to use this draft to try and get LeMay. But to be fair, I don't really care if it's LeMay or Crowley. You know, at the end of the day, it is whether or not LeMay finishes in second.
Well, he's holding on for dear life. Here's LeMay in second place. He needs these points for the sake of the championship. And looking at where we are going to after Phillip Island, there is Alton Park. Then it's to Montreal. Then it's to Virginia, Mount Panorama, and the season finale being at Interlagos, Brazil.
Oh. Best track in iRacing, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. LeMay now going into Honda here. Through he goes. He's got Brown still tucked in. Crowley's not giving it up either. Got Simon Edwards coming up on back markers at the moment. Who is he coming up on? Oh, I think that's Marcus Neal, isn't it? Yeah.
It's Marcus Neal, yeah.
He is, but these guys still going. LeMay takes a little bit of wider. Brown's going to try and come in the left hand or Lukey Heights. He's got the run drop down into MG. This is the next couple of... Oh, Crowley's got it wrong.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Luke Crowley.
He's done exactly the same thing as what Paul LeMay did, except that he's gone further and further. Yeah, he's completely... He's got dirt on his tyres and he's overheated the rears, hence why he's gone off track. But now, the battle of the second place is on, heading into the last tour of this feature race at Phillip Island.
Yeah, final lap of the race now. It's all about what Brown's going to be able to do. He is going to close here. He's going to close in. He's going to make that try to go to the outside line. Paul LeMay's going to be there. This is going to come and cut back. Is he going to be able to come and cut back here? Brown's going to go. Oh, Seth, I thought you were going to go for it. I think he's just cost himself it there.
No, it was the shot. The door was shut, James. Hence why he had to back out of it there, did Brown. But now LeMay has left himself almost exposed there, but he has to watch in case Brown sends one up the inside. Well, he's gone early. He's gone early to defend the inside as LeMay before they get to Honda. And Brown, he's thinking about the switcheroo on the exit, but LeMay very cleverly parks his car to upset the momentum of Brown before they get to Siberia. LeMay is doing his best here, but Brown not giving up. And you have to give credit to Seth Brown for the way he's fought it out in this one compared to what we've seen in race number one.
There we go. Oh, Seth, which way are you going to go? He's not quitting. I can tell you one thing. Brown is going to go running side by side now. It's going to be a cutback, I think. There's going to be a cutback coming out of Seth Brown. Simon Edwards, oh, blimey. Sorry, Simon. Comes over the line. He's going to wrap up race number one. Race number two, he takes the victory. But it's going to be Brown or LeMay here at the same time. It's going to be LeMay. I think LeMay's going to grab second. Oh, he does. Damn it. Paul LeMay grabs second place. And then Seth Brown there in third. What's going on with Jamie Bird and Gonzaga? They've come over the line as well, but Sean Symes in behind that in 8th place at the moment. So well done to Paul LeMay. That's it. He's in trouble when I speak to him now. And then Symes is going to come over the line as well. So fabulous battle though, regardless of the little fun we were having.
Oh, it was brilliant to watch. It was absolutely sensational to watch between LeMay, Brown and Crowley. And but Simon Edwards, well, he's just happy he's got his feature race win and a convincing one after the mishap in race number one.
Yeah, but Symes comes over the line as well. Let's have a look at the results from race number two. Great battle. It was a great battle. I do agree. Edwards over the line in your winner. Paul LeMay in second with Seth Brown not very far apart at all. Luke Crowley in fourth. Then George Gonzaga in fifth. Jamie Bird, Phil Glover, Sean Symes, Marcus Neal, Mike Busson with somehow his PC overheated with 11 fans. And Darren Reynolds, who's in YouTube chat, who's had internet issues. So fair play on that one. And we can have a look now and bring in Mr. Phil Glover. We'll have a quick chat with Phil here as well. Phil, welcome in, bud. How was race number two?
Well, it was going really well, and then I kept seeing people catching me up. 2 laps to go, and yeah, the inevitable happens. So that, yeah, took the shine off really. But yeah, it's all right. I drove well for me.
Yeah.
I thought I did anyway.
Yeah, it was amazing drive. 4th in race number 1, 7th in race number 2. It's not a bad night, really, Phil, is it?
No, I'll take that. Yeah, yeah. I would have liked to try to hold on to 5th, but there wasn't going to be any chance of that when they were coming so quick.
No, you would have had to defend like absolute crazy, to be honest with you, Phil, there as well.
I nearly did, but I thought, because Jamie, I could see him wanting to get on the inside, and I did move across, but then I thought, nah, he's quicker than me, I'll just let him go.
Oh, you should have defended for your life, dear sir. Defended for your life.
But then you end up people knocking each other off, don't you? And that's never great.
All right, mate. Well, thank you so much, Phil, for popping in. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go? Well,
there's some new guys, isn't there? So, yeah, a big shout out to those that have joined tonight. Yeah, great to see you on the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Phil, thank you so much for popping in there, buddy. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Dare I ask, do you know where we are?
I don't, James. You should know me better than
Do you know what? I swear there's going to be 1 week you're going to surprise me and tell me. But we're at Alton Park International without chicanes.
Okay, quite like Alton. I'm not saying I go particularly quick, but I do like it.
All right, mate. Well, look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep. See you later, James.
Take care, mate. Bye. Right, I'm going to bring this man in as he's just cost me a McDonald's, Mr. Paul LeMay. And Paul, welcome in, bud. How are you?
Yeah, pretty tired after that.
Oh, mate. Come on, that was a great fight. Mate.
Yeah, it was a great fight with Seth in the second race. I was really struggling with tyres. I was overheating them. First race was absolutely crazy. Yeah, I don't know what George was doing, though, but...
I think
oh my God.
I think he celebrated early. I've just asked him to come in for an interview. Yeah, I think he celebrated early. I don't know if you can see that screen. Oh, I can't go back anyway because I couldn't change over session. I've just asked him to come in for an interview and he went, no way, not really in the mood. So there we go. We're going to take it. I think he was celebrating early and literally went over the line celebrating and did the whole wiggle and then got it completely wrong and ended up off the side of the circuit.
Bloody hell, mate. That's tragic, that is, isn't it? That is tragic.
Yeah, just a quick thing as well. If you watch it back, I was kind of cheering for Seth Brown due to the fact that me and Tom had a little side bet. Tom bet that you couldn't finish in second or would finish in second. I bet you wouldn't, and unfortunately you've cost me a McDonald's because you did finish in second place.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, Seth, he drove fantastic. He really did. There's a couple of moments where I nearly rounded up the backside because he was moving in the braking zone. But
I saw that.
Yeah, I did have a moan, but, you know, he drove really well, to be honest.
Yeah, I do agree. Well, Paul,
it's a good fight.
Yeah, it definitely was. It provided entertainment. YouTube loved it as well. So that's all that matters at the end of the day, mate. Yeah. Anyone you want to shout out, buddy, before we let you go?
It's got to be George, really, isn't it? I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, should I? Could happen to any of us, couldn't it?
No, I shouldn't laugh either.
He couldn't.
No, it probably couldn't. There's spotters that
poor
tell
old
you.
George.
Oh no, there's spotters that tell you there's a final lap as well. So
yeah, he obviously wasn't concentrating. I thought he was weaving down straight to break the toe.
No, I think
I moved with him at first, and then he started being really violent with his movements. I thought, no, I'm not going to follow this, you know?
No, I think he literally thought it was the final lap.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right.
Oh well.
Never mind. It was a win for you anyway. Oh, dear. Take care, bud, and hopefully I'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll do. Take care,
mate.
Bye.
Right, let's bring Simon Edwards in for a chat as well. The man that went and took the victory in race number 2. He started at the back for race number 1. First off, let's hear his opinion of what happened in race number 1 to put in there. Simon, welcome in, fella. How are you?
Welcome in. I can hear the giggling in the back of your voice there. It was funny at first when I saw that he was celebrating, and then he came back on. I thought, oh, he's realised he'll speed up, and he didn't, and I just went flying into him. Yeah, so yeah, I wasn't happy.
I don't think he's happy either. I've asked him to come in for an interview. He's not loving any of it either. despite that, mate, obviously that put you towards the back. So did that kind of make race 2 a little bit easier? I think for me, knowing that, you know, you've got the likes of Crowley, LeMay, Brown, George even as well, all got to try and make their way through the new people and stuff like that. Did you feel it was kind of a little bit easier for race number 2 from being on pole?
I was hoping that way, but on the second lap, my VR completely steamed up. And by the last lap, I just couldn't see anything. I was just hoping Marcus was going to move over, and he did, luckily. So I couldn't see a damn thing. It was just a big blur.
Oh, sweaty forehead, huh?
Yeah, I was just driving on road, just remembering, you know, roughly where everything was. But yeah, so my pace was still there because I know where to go. But I'm glad I wasn't racing anybody.
Yeah, it would have been very interesting if that happened, mate. But yeah, I think everybody. Do you know the interesting thing as well, Simon? I've just found out from Mike Bousson what happened. Apparently, his PC froze and it overheated.
Oh, you see, he's trying to compete with my new machine. He's overclocking it to the death.
Mate, but I wouldn't mind, but he's got 11 fans in that blinking thing.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I know he's just got a 5090, and I don't know if he's just took it a bit far on his initial overclock.
I don't know what he did, mate. I don't know, but with 11 fans, I'd be a little bit upset if my PC overheated. But Simon, listen, pleasure as always. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Let's give a shout out to George so he doesn't have a bad weekend.
He's having a bad day as it is, to be honest with you, Simon. But never mind.
We had awesome pace there as well. We were having a great battle there, weren't we?
Yeah.
I wasn't too mad that I got clonked at the hairpin because you know, 4 of us going in there at once. Something was going to give at some point, and I wasn't destroyed, so I was going to finish 3rd. I was okay with that. and then chaos.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. But no, he didn't notice, unfortunately, on that one. But never mind, bud. Have a good one. I'll look forward to hopefully seeing you next week.
Yep, see you there.
All right, let's see if Seth Brown has just jumped in here for a quick chat. Seth, are you joining me for an interview, or are you just popping in to have a chat with Paula May?
Either, whichever you prefer.
Oh, I don't really care, mate. I'm happy to have a chat with you if you want to. How are you, anyway?
I'm good. I've just got back from the holiday bobs, so didn't really have any chance to practice, and it kind of showed. But yeah, third. I'll take 3rd. Why not?
Yeah, I can't be too happy though, Seth, because you cost me a McDonald's.
Is that right? How is that?
Because me and Tom had a little bit of side bet that Paul LeMay would not finish in 2nd place. You were his last overtake.
Yeah. I just couldn't get him back. I think maybe with a couple of laps I might have got busy with him. He made a few mistakes when he overtook me, not taking anything away from him, but you know, there was hope. We just ran out of laps. But he'd have come back anyway, so who knows, right?
No, mate, it was good either way. Do you know what? People were loving it. You know, the battle was absolutely amazing. And even with the 3 of you with Crowley in there at the same time, you can't be unhappy with finishing in 3rd place, especially, you know, when you've had a good old scrap like you have.
Yeah. I was having one in the sprint as well, but I messed it up and went off the track. So
we may have saw that, mate.
Yeah. That, you know, I was enjoying that, and then, yeah, just no muscle memory. I'm iRacing for a month and no muscle memory.
Yeah.
Off we went into the scenery. You know.
Oh, never mind. At least you got your money's worth, mate. You're seeing all of the track.
Yes, that's correct.
It's important, isn't it? Let's be real about it. But Seth, listen, dude, thank you so much for giving us entertainment tonight. It was absolutely amazing. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
It's my wife's 50th birthday this weekend, so I better give her a shout, otherwise I'll be in trouble.
Better play. Happy birthday, Mrs. Brown, as well. Happy 50th. So there we go. On that one, I thought you were going to shout George out, to be honest, but never mind.
I mean, I'll give Mike a bit of a... Was it Mike?
Who
disappeared?
So Mike disappeared because apparently his 11-fan PC overheated.
Okay, well, I'll give him a shout out because nobody needs that, do they?
No, not with 11 fans, especially he was boasting about it, wasn't he? About, oh, look at all my fans, and his PC goes and overheats.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, commiserations to Mike. I'm sorry that happened to him.
Yeah, and as Connor Pink said, it's probably overheating trying to run the fans. So there we go. Right, Seth, pleasure as always. Hopefully see you next week.
Could be. Yeah, I think so.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
Well, there you go, Tom. Another evening wrapped up. Very interesting evening as well.
It was, and well done to Simon Edwards for making up for the error in race 1, and thank you to Paul May for getting up to second place and bagging me a Mackey's or whatever of my choice.
You absolute rascal. I do love George's comments. You're not in the Radical Race Series Discord, guys. If you're not and you want to get involved with SR10, you should be. It's all down in the description below. If there's any issues, just DM me. You probably all know me on Discord anyway. George's comments. I'm trying to find the deepest hole I can find to hide myself in and curl into the fetal position. He's having a bad time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Tom Cairns. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.